Where's our mate? What's his name? Samir. Yeah,
he's coming in. He's coming in hot.
Coming in hot. Oh, that's a pretty picture.
Hey!
How's it going? So I was running on Fijian time.
Somebody tells me this fella knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, before we really crack into this stuff, guys, we need to wreck into it. So, welcome to the 13th or 12th. What side one is it?
13. The baker's dozen today.
Lucky 13, boys. Lucky 13.
So, welcome to the 13th episode of Talking Jits and Giggles. I'd like to thank a few people. One of the people that helps us get through this is marviafightwear.co.nz. So make sure you check them out for all your jiu-jitsu needs. We also have, I can't see it because he's hiding his hoodie.
Burning Needles Tattoos. He's got a sick new hoodie today, so yeah.
Got the new hoodie, so make sure you check it out if you're in Christchurch, want a new tattoo or something like that. What's it called again, Bryan?
Burning Needles Tattoos. Check my titty out.
Jono needs a tattoo.
So look, and then that's all I want to fucking boost today. So look, welcome. So we have two guests on today. It's our second time we've done the old four people. So let's make sure we coincide each other, not all for each other. So yeah, welcome guys. So I mean, we were quite privileged to have these two boys on our mat last weekend. They did a bit of a road trip, try to learn some jiu-jitsu from the South Island. So we'll talk a wee bit about that a bit later on. So Jono, and how do you pronounce it, bro?
A lot of people say it real weirdly. A lot of people say like Samir, but it's actually pronounced Samir. You got to roll it up. Samir. So
Samir. Okay, look. Stop. What nationality are you, bro?
I'm from Fiji, Fijian Indian.
Oh, Fijian Indian. Oh, I remember I toured Fiji when I played league for New Zealand juniors years and years ago.
What a name dropper.
Oh, mate. Yeah, we played in Nandi and I played in Suva. And funny crack up, man. We had to walk over the field before we played and pulled off glass and bottle tops and shit.
Right.
And then we were supposed to play and then had these huge dudes. Like I was under 18s and then like these guys were like under 19s.
Right.
Anyway, we'll go back to jiu-jitsu.
The important
so
stuff.
look, hey, welcome. Hey, that was pretty awesome seeing you last week.
Yeah, firstly, Hayden, sorry, I just want to start off with a good apology to you.
Okay, what happened?
I don't like to do this. I'm such a classy guy. So when my toe went in your mouth on Saturday morning,
while you're training or just earlier?
Oh no, this is pre-class.
Don't worry, bro. I got a fetish, so it's all good.
I felt like it was more of a headbutt to my foot, but at the same time, I enjoyed it. But I just like to. If it's not your thing, I understand. We won't work out, but like head or heart, it's all good.
Mate, I'm an open person, you know.
I don't know where we're going anymore.
Hey, look, we'll start with. Moving on. We'll start with John. Look, mate. Look, tell us how did you get? Why did you want to get into jiu-jitsu? How did you get into it?
Man, so pre-jiu-jitsu, I didn't even know like what really jiu-jitsu was. Obviously, I'd seen like your classic Sunday MMA fight, UFC, Bellator, that kind of thing, but like I had no idea. So it all started when I was probably like 8 years old, and I was 8 o'clock, and I was helping my parents clean my car. A couple years like go by, and I'm on my 24th birthday. 24th or 23rd birthday.
Hang on. Stop. Did you own a car when you were 8 years old?
I was helping. Rich fam. Nah. I was helping my parents clean their car.
It's better. Yeah.
And I got an electric shock from the vacuum cleaner, like trying to plug it back in. It had like frayed around the edge. So cut like a few years. So at my 23rd, 24th birthday, and some guys like kind of like, oh, what's wrong with the end of your finger? Like it's all like burnt and scarred and stuff. Anyway, so this is like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're like drunk off our heads, being like misfits, and we like all of a sudden we like have this idea. Let's have like a bit of a wrestle. So there was like 6 of us at the time. So it was kind of like, 2-man brackets, 2 men fight 2 men, you work your way into the top. So like, it's 5 o'clock, we're completely gone. One of us had the idea, like, let's get our 3-liter like canola oil and like drizzle all over ourselves and be like, what, like what we thought was gladiators. So I had this, like, we were renting out this like big rural property. So we had this big grassland, freshly mowed grass and everything like that. We like pour 3 liters of like oil all over our bodies, and then we start getting into this wrestle. So obviously, the first 2 people go up. One guy, I don't know, maybe like submit someone to like pressure, like a knee on belly or something. Obviously, none of us know what we're doing. The other guy like gets double legged, and instead of like getting like falls to the ground, he just keeps on like hopping up. So what happens is he like breaks his ankle into like 3 different pieces. It was seriously bad. And obviously, we had no idea at the time. And then I went up against my mate, and like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I had like this guillotine off like a takedown, and I just started like squeezing, and it was like a slippery canola oiled mess. And obviously, like, we fought our way. I ended up beating them all in the final, and I thought, I am the shit at like grappling. I am the canola champion. Not the olive champion, but the canola champion. And we weren't like able to. Oh, where'd my video go?
Oh, mate.
With your beautiful face, bro.
There we go.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, where can I do this? And like, I asked my flatmate, I said, what did we do last night, and where can we do it? And he's like, bro, that's pretty much jiu-jitsu. And I was like, minus the oil, that's pretty much jiu-jitsu. So it's like, my first class, I rock in with my mate who was, like second in that fight.
Did you oil up?
Well, I asked my coach, I said, hey, when
can I oil up?
When do we like rub it in? And like, if we chuck on this jacket, how's the oil gonna like get involved?
Osmosis.
Well, I had pre-oiled myself, so I was smelling a bit fresh. I was feeling a bit fresh. And I went up I was training with my mate, so like our coach just stuck us together, and I just kept beating him up that night. So again, I thought like, I am the man at this sport. I am like Bushesha styles. The next night, I get paired up with this guy, blue gi, faded belts, like purple, and I'm like, oh, what does that belt mean, bro? Like, how long have you been training for? And he's like, oh, about 6 months. So I'm like, 6 months against my natural ability, I'm probably gonna like mess you up a bit. So I went in, shot for that guillotine, and I sat back, and then all of a sudden I felt like my body was going underneath the mat. I was getting like crushed and like just absolutely destroyed over and over and over again. Probably got tapped like, maybe like once every 10 seconds kind of thing, like just boom. He was like the tough guy on the mat, every gym's got one. And I was definitely that canola champion who thought I was going to have my wicked way. But ever since then, like, I've found it hard to miss a class. Like, it takes Corona to keep me away. And like, it's just the best sport in the world.
So, Simeon, after you beat him like that, did you give him a high five?
Samir, when I started, he would like rip all my t-shirts. I was so afraid of Samir. He was the scary guy on the mat, Samir. So like,
what a bully.
I didn't know what a rash guard was.
Yeah, bro, I just hated him. I just looked at him and I was like, nah, I don't like this guy.
White privilege mother.
He's like this mucho guy with his hair puffed out. I'm like, bro.
Your t-shirts.
I think he is. I've been training for at least maybe 4-6 months, and then I saw him. I'm like, he's fish meat to me, so I got to get him.
So how did you get into it, bud?
So my mate that was actually studying with me in sports science degree, so I actually finished that.
You're a pretty clever fella then.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, so he introduced me to it, and he's like, "Oh, I really reckon you're like jiu-jitsu," and I'm like, "Oh, what is that? I never heard of it." And at that time, I was lifting weights. As soon as I got the chance to go to do the class, I'm getting thrown by like 13, 14-year-olds, and I'm like, this is amazing. A small kid that's half the size of me, throwing me. And I just got hooked, So I don't know what happened to their gym, but I ended up leaving and going back to the gym that I was training at before. So I was actually training Muay Thai before. I was doing that for 2 or 3 years and then kind of fell off it. Went to Australia, finished my high school there, and then came back. And then I picked up the sports science degree, and then here I am doing jiu-jitsu.
How'd you find studying and training together? Did it work all right?
Yep, I catered that. I don't think I should have studied more, but I got the degree. I passed. I got the paper.
There you go.
C's get degrees, baby.
Oh, I stole my joke.
That's the one.
Fuck, you're amazing. Yeah.
Oh, so where do you boys train out of?
We train at Fight Shop under Stu Chambers.
Yep. And that's also under like Bera and Ronnie Campasal.
Yeah. So how long you been? So that's your gym. That's where you've been training from. You said you shifted to me, but that's pretty much your gym, eh?
That's pretty much my gym day one. Yeah, we've been training there for at least how long? Jono, 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Well, yeah.
On my 5th year is probably coming in August.
Nice.
But yeah.
And what? And I think I spoke to you, Johnny. You know, obviously that's not your main school because obviously you got little schools all around. But like your numbers and your students that you have, obviously growing over that time, and you know, just consistently.
You see like the waves, eh? So the people come and then they get the blue belt and then you really like you try and hold on to them as much as possible, but you've got to be like honest, So they come in waves, eh? But normally we have about like 15 people on the mat, 12 people on the mat, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it that positive atmosphere. I don't go crashing them on their first day.
How do you look? And to be quite honest, I think you guys are probably our first blue belts. Is that right, Bryan? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Yeah, first blue belts, and this is what this show's all about. It's not about the black belts and the top guys and all that kind of shit around New Zealand and that kind of stuff. But how do you get your mates? Like, what do you say to your mates? And go, oh, fuck, I know jiu-jitsu shit. Like, how do you, I mean, obviously, because I get it still now, like, not jiu-jitsu shit, but more I'm trying to convince people to go to jiu-jitsu and how it benefits. But obviously, you guys are a bit younger than what I am, and obviously you go out in the piss and all that kind of stuff, and the boys come up to you, and you're like, I can't jiu-jitsu, I'll fucking show you.
I'll just stand up and walk away. It doesn't work.
So, like, not that much younger, though, Hayden. Not that much younger. When we like have, I don't know, like we've got people around, we're watching like the UFC card or something like that, we'd kind of like watch it, like see if people start, having like a few, and then they get like a little bit more confident, a bit more cocky. And that's when we'll be like, should we slap down the mats? We'll put like a 3x3 out, and then we'll just like have like roll for the rest of the afternoon. And like, they don't do jiu-jitsu, so jiu-jitsu for them is what jiu-jitsu is in MMA. So like, they'll have us in like a half guard, and we'll be on bottom. Obviously, we're playing to not submit them quickly. We're trying to just have a bit of fun, and they'll just be like, dropping their elbows into like our faces and whatnot. But it's all fun. I mean, that's the key to get them into it. Really, beating us up.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we have a really close friend of ours. His name's Chris Stones.
Yeah.
And when he gets like real drunk, he tries to fuck us up. And we just let him. He just drops elbows onto us. The funny thing is, I got his back, and I started like pitching on his nose, just playing around with him. It's so funny.
Did you say Chris Stones?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I have a question from Chris Stones. I might as well do it now since we brought him up. This one's for Jonathan. For Jono, he's just curious how an untrained fighter such as himself managed to submit you within 30 seconds with just using pure heart and a pair of smaller hands.
That's not the only thing that's small.
That's the thing, eh? That's the thing. Like, it's all about letting him like think that what he's doing is gonna work. So like, we're trying to trick him into coming on a Monday, Tuesday, And like the more he thinks that he's like got this God's given gift, the more likely he's going to come. The submission he's talking about though is after the UFC we like having a roll and like just go for that like power bottom. He like came on top and then like let loose this toxic fart that just like engulfed my like throat, and I was just like,
whoa,
tastes like anthrax.
That whole sentence didn't sound good.
And he's like, no. Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
It bubbled all the canola oil up and everything.
That's what it did have that. It just had that taste. No.
This is a mixture of some kind of weird shit going on up there or something.
Well, I haven't actually finished this question. He also says you need to play less Warzone and more rolling. Because I'm going to quote him. This is not my words. These are his. You spiky-haired backwards cunt. And Samir,
he's English as well.
Yeah.
Can you please lay off his missus? And he said politely though.
I'm a Mr. Steel girl, eh?
Please. Oh shit. So obviously you got some, you got a good personality out there, mate. I know you have a bit of a banter with Cam as well.
Oh man.
Oh, he's got questions too.
Oh, did he bring some good? Oh, okay. I didn't realise that.
All right.
I'm fucking high technical here.
I'm not ready for this. Oh shit.
No, these are quite clean.
Okay.
Even Seth's question, he put me a message before. I couldn't believe it was him. I almost had to get an ID. So Cam wants to know exactly how many times you guys got tapped out in Christchurch.
0.
Ooh.
Apart from you guys.
Oh.
20, I think it was 22.
You shouldn't keep count. He wants to know, he says a trick question here. Who's your favourite black belt in Christchurch?
Johnny, you can answer that first.
All right, so first of all, Cam, he's not on the list. All right, so I told Samir my list. There's like a top 3 that like we met. Cam does not. So you got Hayden, you got Bryan, and you got Greg. So it's kind of like if I was living in Christchurch, I'd pay each of you guys.
Yeah, hang on. There's 2 Haydens in Christchurch. Well, actually, there's 3 really high-level dudes in Christchurch named Hayden.
The good-looking one. I'll leave it up to you.
Thanks, mate. It must be Bucknell because I'm fucking an ugly one.
Hey, Bucknell's a bloody talented man.
Oh, mate, that man's good. He's got some slick jiu-jitsu.
He taught us one triangle, and I've been using it all. It's only been a week, but all week now.
But the whole week.
That whole week, that whole class. And by the way, I'm waving a bullet, but it's actually my bottle opener.
Yeah,
so I don't get some kind of funny things, man.
Pretty sick. You can carry one of those to me. Cam, he doesn't. I don't know if I should get into how this Cam thing started, but I might do that like a bit later on if that's all right.
We'll work into it. He wants to know also who would win out of a fight to the death between the pair of you.
Samir. He'd take my back and strangle me, eh?
Probably.
Probably. I'll take that one, Tim. Take it, man.
It's not probably, Samir.
That's quite funny because it leads into the next question, which is Jono's girlfriend more concerned you spend more time with Samir than her?
If she could see the messages, it's like she's always like, how come you can't reply to me, but you're always online? I'm like, I must have it logged in somewhere, but it's just me and Samir talking about jiu-jitsu all day. Isn't that right, Samir? You probably get my messages and be like...
Probably. My parents are quite concerned. My workmates are quite concerned.
Yeah.
Man, people don't understand, though. That's what I'm saying. You get people that when they... Like, I tell everyone, give it 3 to 6 months. I said, you'll know if you like jiu-jitsu or not. Within probably about, 4 weeks, I get, man, I watched this really cool thing on YouTube. And it was like, I say, oh, well, you're all hooked, mate. You're all good. You're in now.
Yeah.
And next you know, we have a messenger page and, it starts. So here we go. Way it all goes. Everyone's just into it.
Yeah.
It's a very addictive sport. But it's also about the team environment that you have. You know, like, you've got to have a really cool team environment. People love it where you train and all that kind of stuff. And that makes it even more exciting because they want to go to training more. I do feel sorry for the, I suppose, the better halves that we have. because they're the ones that miss out a wee bit sometimes.
Give me 2 seconds. I think my dog's tearing a hole in something in the corner. Hang on.
Oh, he's got to leave us halfway through the bloody interview. Jesus Christ.
Tearing a hole in this?
Yeah. Look, he's got his like show-year-old gi that he won on bloody from show-year-old.
Oh, that cheeky
thing.
That
bloody Hodge Gracie one too. It was like,
he's flexing on us,
that one.
Just to add on to that, Hayden. Also, like a lot of people that come in the gym, they have like real trouble at home as well.
Yeah.
We're one of the guys who have opened up a gym, Groundworx BJJ.
Yep.
He's opened up to like kids who have trouble at home. They don't have enough money to send them to school or things like that. So he's opened up like a government-funded gym.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I want to work. Marvia and I are going to be working together and putting a project towards the youth. Around scholarships and that kind of stuff. We're in the process of doing that. So for people that are listening, we are going to be looking at doing that kind of stuff for the youth, a scholarship program for a year. I watched this dude in America. He's a black belt under Robert Drysdale, I think he was. And just how little parts of your life can be changed in such small time.
Yeah.
So, we're going to be working on that. But what about yourself? Okay, you send me 5 years. Jono, how long have you been training for?
I've been training.
I think four and a bit.
4 and a bit, and
13.
What?
13 years.
I don't give a shit about you, man. I'm talking about the boys down here. I know how long you've been training for. I've been training for that whole time. Competition-wise, though, do you guys like competing?
I'm the one that likes to compete and also don't like to compete. I did the Oceanias. I did, but I didn't get a placing, but I did better than all the competitions that I normally have done. But yeah, it's a bit of a fear thing that I want to get off. Like, the more I want to compete, the more I want to like get that fear out.
Nerves more than fear.
Yeah.
Look, man, the thing I always say to my students, man, if you want to compete, so be it. You win, you lose, don't care. You will learn something from that. Because at the end of the day, you're only competing against yourself. You are the person that is competing against physically and mentally in your mind. You know, you're competing against someone, but, you know, who cares if you win or lose?
Exactly.
Man, you take out so much from competing. You know, I want to get back into it this year. I've got to drop probably about 20 kilos, as you would have felt me lay on top of you. You know, it's cool, man. So, Jono, you don't like to compete, mate, or haven't much?
So, like, so I've got like one competition that I've done. It was a white belt. Towards at the end of white belt, and I was just like, you know what? It's nerve-wracking, but I'm gonna go at it. So I did like a 2-month get into shape. I was like, let's just use it to get into shape, get yourself all put together again. Gym in the morning, jiu-jitsu at night, took it seriously, did the comp classes, went to go see Ronnie, you know, went there for a seminar. He's like, you know, had good roles with his guys. And then comp day. It was interesting, eh? It was, hadn't felt that before. So I think I did it 82 kilos. By probably the end of the day, I mean, I was probably like 78. Like, I've never been toilet that many times in my life. Like, I didn't even know I had that much in me, really. Like, so
oh my God.
I was competing on that day, and I kept looking for Jono. I'm like, where's Jono?
I was just a ghost in a white gi.
All I can see is that door just flinging.
Oh, there he goes again.
There he goes again.
And like the whole thing, I think it was like the whole 2 months leading up to it. It was like let's drill like a takedown, just a single leg takedown, and then if that like fails, go into like a guard pull, and we'll work from there. And start moving around. I'm like, it's all about cadence, right? So I'm like trying to portray myself as like super confident, flinging my arms around, and
taking 12 shits.
Well, they were number ones. They were number ones. So I felt him, and he and it was like he was huge, but it was like it just felt, it was just jiu-jitsu. All of a sudden, my mind went blank, and I'm not thinking like single leg, double leg, nothing like that. I'm thinking like, let's try a flying armbar. So I've never drilled a flying armbar. My mates told me that one time. One time he was in a comp and he did it. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm in a comp, I should do it. So I jump up like, and you hear the whole like audience in the video go, and then I come like crashing down. Guy passes my guard and it's just like knee on belly, and I'm just shrimping. Get to the end of the mat, come back to the middle, shrimping. Get to the mat, come back, and I'm just like, boom, get my back taken, get strangled. I don't know if my legs went up. They probably did. Haven't looked at the videos. But after that, I was just like, fuck, it is just terrifying. So since then, I just watched Samir compete, and that's enough for me.
Oh, fair enough. So you just help the boys get ready then, eh?
Yeah.
Well, look, mate, competing is not for everyone. Like I say, I've met some amazing guys that when I've travelled that don't compete at all, don't like it, don't want to have that pressure. But Jesus, you roll against them and you're like, oh my God, man, if you would have rolled then, you probably would have won. Yeah, like they are so good. But again, it's just that kind of like mentalization thing gets to them.
Yeah.
So Simi, you're planning to compete then a bit more then, eh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try do that one in August. The one in Auckland.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go and try do that. See how I go, and then go from there. I'm trying to do as many comps as I can up in North Islands, and then once I get a bit more coin, maybe I can take the South Island.
Come down here, mate. Come down here.
Yeah,
so it's actually really good. I see NZ Grappler put out their comp schedule just the other week. Yeah. Like my kids are active competitors. They just go through the roof. So, they're already booking flights and accommodation and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty awesome that we are competing again. But
have you noticed that kids are better competitors?
No, I just find they love competing. Yeah. Just they've got no fear.
They don't overthink it.
They don't. They just go. If they lose, well, I got one that probably overthinks it a wee bit, but he's really good. And then I got one that just doesn't give a shit. He flying figure fours, flying. I taught them flying arm bars the other day. I'm pretty sure they'll try and pull it off and do something. They just don't. They've got no worries.
They can probably teach Jono a couple of.
I was gonna say.
Just one class. I'll be happy.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool for New Zealand. I mean, a lot of the world, no jiu-jitsu, no major comps anyway, like mass gathering comps.
What about fucking Djokovic? Finally held a tournament and everyone got COVID for tennis.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Good on you, mate. Sweet ass. So I mean, where is like, so user based? Sorry, where again? In
Palmerston North, yeah.
Palmerston North. So like, is this? I mean, for you guys, this is where you live. This is where you were brought up. This is where you've grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your home then, eh?
Yeah,
no thinking of moving anywhere for jiu-jitsu or just.
So you go.
So I've grown up here most of my life. Like I moved here in 2006 or 2008 from Fiji. So my dad came here first, and then obviously my mom came here after, and so else like I did as well. And then finished high school, graduated, and also like I want to be able to move to at least maybe Melbourne or either South Island. Like Queenstown is a lovely place. Like I love Jose. Like Jose was welcoming as like you guys as well. Christchurch is another spot I'd like to go. But just seeing what options are there, eh? Yeah, so.
What about just travels, like overseas trips? Do you guys want to do any more?
Jono has done one?
Yeah, so like, we've done, obviously, Tauranga and Rotorua and Christchurch, Queenstown.
No, overseas isn't out of New Zealand.
No.
Not over the sea.
Go to the other country, the South.
One thing. I went to a gym in Sydney called Legacy, and that was huge. It had like 26 black belts or something like that, and I just went there for a trip with my girlfriend, took a gi, and ended up doing like 4 classes. So I was in a seminar with Sergio Penha as well. So I was pretty lucky in that. And like one thing that was good to see was that like New Zealand's not very different in terms of jiu-jitsu compared to like the gym. Like they were really good. Like most of them like wiped the floor with me, but you feel that like comparison to like rolling with you guys or rolling with some people at the gym or Wellington, and they're all doing the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
It's like game. New Zealand, it's not the like the worst place for it. Like, yeah, that's just what I thought.
Look, man, Bryan and myself have both travelled around the world. It's not much different. It's not a huge difference. Yes, you have super athletes and super different people, yes, but that's just pure numbers and people. But as for jiu-jitsu around the world, you know, you can hold your own pretty much. If you're a blue belt here, you can hold your own with blue belt anywhere.
I think a lot of people compare themselves to, like my guard passing isn't Gordon Ryan level, or my pressure isn't Andre Galvao. Or
mine probably never will be.
and people think like New Zealand, crap. America, everyone's going to be like that, but that's just not the case.
Yeah, nah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Cool. Yeah, okay. So, like, you obviously went on a road trip.
Yeah.
That's how we met, yes.
Yeah.
Apart from a couple of little plugs against Cam when he was trying to, when we did his interview, but like, yeah, tell us about your road trip.
Actually, when I came to roll with you guys, I was rolling with you, Bryan, and I've noticed when I was rolling with you, like, I did not know this, but I went to go grab your sleeve just to see if there was a watch because I was hearing something ticking. Oh. And man, I didn't want to sound rude.
Hey, hang on. I thought you were fans of the show, so obviously you haven't watched the first one when we talked about them.
The first one, yeah, I know. Jono told me, he's like, I haven't been watching the first one. Like, what the hell? Yeah, so anyway, I went to go grab onto Bryan's wrist, and I'm like, oh, he's not wearing a watch. Maybe he's got a phone. Check his pockets. Nah. He had no rash guard on, and I see like this big line, and I'm like, oh.
I was going to say, you can see the fucking scar goes from my neck to my down my guts.
It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, it's cool. I honestly.
Oh, look, it freaks most people out anyway. They're like,
it's fucking loud.
What the hell is that ticking sound? What's going on here?
Where's
the bomb?
I was looking at Jono like, John, what the hell's going on?
This dude's a fucking cyborg.
That's setting us up. You roll like a
So when did you get into Christchurch? Was it Christchurch or did you go somewhere else before you got to Christchurch?
Yeah, we went to Christchurch. We went to first, so we did 2 classes on Thursday. Friday we went to Checkmate. Saw Greg. Greg is cool, man. Like so smooth. Like passing guard, man, is so smooth. And then we came and saw you on a Saturday. Is it right, Jono?
Yeah.
That morning, open that, and then we went to Access straight after that, and we were dead.
We kind of heard Trev say, "All right, guys, last roll," and like both of us had this sense of relief that this whole week or that whole week was like over, and like, our bodies just went. Yeah.
No more washing geese and drying them overnight.
Oh my god, I felt sorry for Cam's aircon unit because we were just like, every day, 3 geese, just having to like cycle them through.
So what made you want to come down to Christchurch?
So we had a guy called Seth. I think you guys know Seth. So Seth came and he moved back to Palmy, and like right away we just like loved everything about Seth because he would like trip us out with the lapels and choke us and put the pressure on us, Kimura us, and like we just were thirsty for his knowledge. Like for like a year he would just like beat us up. And I think it only stopped because he started like liking us. But through that, he obviously brought Cam up for a seminar, and like it was a really good seminar, like an amazing seminar, probably top like 1 or 2 I've been. We just like did this awesome guard pass concepts, boom. I think maybe like 2 chokes, and me and Cam were like rolling to that slap bump. Obviously, it's like I think it was like 5-minute round. And you know, he's the new guy. I think he was a black belt at the time. He's a new guy. You don't want to be rude. So like when he comes to your gym, you don't want to just try and, you know, like
pick him in the dick or something.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I gave him the sweep, and I let him just do this armbar on me.
Let him.
Yeah. So I let him do this armbar, and he like looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, "Good armbar, bro. Good pressure." And he's like,
I know.
Oh, sweet. So I was like, "Should we?" I was like, "Should we turn it up?" And he's like, "Oh, what do you mean?" I was like, "Bro, let's turn it up." So we started rolling, and instantly he like had to play top position. I don't know why. So I was like, all right, I accepted that bottom. And I just like went for that like inverted down a heaver. And he was like trying to pass. And I don't know if he gassed himself out, but maybe he was a bit jet lagged from the flight. I mean, it is an hour. And I ended up like rolling, inverting through for like a kiss of the dragon up to like a crab ride back take. And I was thinking, oh fuck, that was freaking easy, eh? Like, took his back, got my hooks in, seat belt pressure. And I was like thinking, oh, do I, let him go, keep his ego, or should I tap him out? So I decided I'm gonna tap him out just to see if he was like messing with me. And like, and obviously, like I got the tap, and then after that, he was kind of like, he looked at me and he's like, oh, what's up? And I'm like, let's go. So we started rolling. Time runs out. And then like the seminar ends and we go out for like a bit of a dinner and a beer afterwards. And he's sitting next to me and he just keeps like punching me. You know, like how like if a girl likes you at primary school, she just keeps on like hitting you. And I was like, oh, I don't know what's happening with you. So I like messaged him the next day. I was like, oh, like you're right, man. Like you're right, right. And he just had this like, he was upset because I choked him out. And it's all right, I understand. And ever since then I was like, I'm gonna come claim that title. And we came.
I hope no one believes this because this is full of shit. Fucking full of shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sitting there thinking, it's going to be a really nice next visit to Christchurch.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably
going, I ain't going to Christchurch with you next time, bro. You're on your own.
Only reason he beat me this time was because I had a rib injury. Yeah.
So what's it like when you guys travel? Do you guys have like a hard out training diet and shit normally? Like just like with training and recovery, do you guys have like a pretty?
Oh yeah.
What about traveling? Could you do it for traveling? Or did you just go straight to Burger King and fucking Wendy's?
What do you reckon, Jono? We like to try new things that we don't have here in Palmerston North.
So Macca's and KFC.
Man, we're not that bad. We went to Christchurch and there was like this Argentinian restaurant. I don't know what it was, a Quincho or something. And they had these fat burgers. Like, it was so nice. I think, where was it?
It was by the Oceanside Farmers Market? No, Farmers Market?
Oh, Riverside.
Oh, Little High. Was it
Riverside.
Was it in Little High or Riverside?
Little High.
We had both.
Yeah, they got a Brazilian barbecue inside Little High.
Yeah, and we don't have that here in Palmerston North. Like, we don't have Brazilian barbecue. We like to try new things, go out. There was a Greek restaurant as well that we tried.
What else did you try in Christchurch?
Try a lot of things. Hey, we went to a Thai massage. I thought, because Jono was like, okay, look, we got to get a massage.
I thought it was a joke.
No, we got the Thai massage.
Mine is a happy ending. Jono's like, oh, we got to get a massage. I was like, okay, cool. There's a massage place here. He's like, nah, we got to get a Thai massage.
Oh, just one at our gym, man.
That's what I said to them when they rocked up, and then they looked at the price and went, oh my God, we should have just come here.
Oh, it was cheaper. It was cheaper and longer.
Excuse me. And how often do we actually put it on this podcast? That's what gets me the thing. You guys tell, I love your podcast. It's like we promote open bar massage for people coming out of town.
And I listened to it, and I messaged them, and I didn't hear
that. Good backpedal.
Carry on.
Anyway, we went to this Thai massage place, and it was at the back of a house. I'm like,
I bet.
It's the back of a house. I'm like, this is dodgy. He's like, nah, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's just go. We walk in, and it's basically a house. there's a reception and there's a lady there. Okay, sweet, $60 for full body. Okay, cool. All right, let's go. We both walked into the room. There's a bed here, and they all watched us undress.
Yeah, that was weird, eh?
And that was weird. Like, we're undressing into a
just our undies, but it's kind of like
we keep the undies on. Luckily,
she's not leaving though.
Part in the room too, wasn't it?
Yeah, they thought we were a couple, eh? Couple. So she's like watching us, and I'm just like, when you're in Thailand or as good as, just go with it. So
Christchurch is pretty close.
yeah. Oh, it was weird, man. Like they're like, I was like, can I use your restroom? Expecting like just a toilet and and I went in and there's like family photos on the wall and like a fluffy thing around the toilet, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like, where are we kind of thing. But Samir was real keen once he saw the Thai ladies.
I was already asleep on the plinth, and all I hear is just moaning noises on the side of it. I look over to the left, the lady's on top of him, right? He's looking down onto the floor, and then she's like, oh, you like this, boy? You like this?
I think we should move on.
Talk about the happy ending, bro.
Oh god. So okay, but Christchurch. So you rocked into town on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then what? What did you do? Straight into obviously got picked up or something. Picked Cam up, and
we have like 20 minutes left to get ready. And as soon as we left our stuff at Cam's house, because he left the key underneath the mat. He's like, look, the house is yours. Do whatever you want. He's so good work. Like, he's such an amazing guy. Yeah. And so we called it Uber, and then we just straight up Uber to Access.
Yeah, yep. Hit up the old training there and did your thing. So, everywhere is different. So we're going to hit each gym that you travelled through Christchurch. So, obviously you hit up Access. What was that like for you?
At first, personally, I was thinking everyone was going to be like a Seth. And I was like, this is going to be hard. This is not going to be just your normal lunch roll. Like, this is we're gonna get it. But I mean, it was like the level was awesome. The training was freaking perfect. Like Hayden was a wizard. And but the roles were just like normal good roles.
What we kind of expected, but like we kind of thought like we were gonna die.
Yeah.
It was expected. There was one guy that was like Seth, but on steroids, and his name's Phil.
Corey. Mr. Corey.
Yeah. He was so funny. Like, he's laughing at the same time while passing my guard. I'm like, dude. He's like joking around, singing songs. He's so chill. At the same time, he's got like a ton of pressure on top of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Man.
Okay, so then you hit up 2 sessions that day?
We hit up 2 sessions that day.
One with Hayden.
Both the Nexus?
Yeah, and one with Cam on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Just going over like a crucifix position. And his class was really good, eh? Like, he's a very good teacher. Lots of really good details and good explaining through those like transitions.
I'm pretty sure he carries a comb in his gi every time he.
Nah, it's a wig. It's permanent.
It's glued, mate.
It's glued. Yeah, I'm like, my hair's like all over the place, and his is like what you see when watch.
He's the Clark Gracie of Christchurch, that's for sure.
I'm just happy mine's still on my head.
So then on Friday night, you went to a class, or was it an open mat, really, at
Roll one.
Yeah, just open mat.
Yeah. So you had a couple open mats, eh? And how'd you find it there?
Again, like, you Southerners really love that paper bag choke, eh? Like, and it was awesome feeling everyone's pressure and everyone's side control and just getting amongst it kind of thing. But again,
Greg was a little bit different. Like, he's like a slippery
Yeah.
Like he just slithers and he's quick. He knows his timing very well, and
he
knows
just wins. It's like
yeah.
he's not trying. He just wins all the time. You're like, what the fuck?
He does that. He does that fucking torsion phase shit he was telling me about, and I'm like, mate, no, you can go through that pain. I'm not.
His face is like he's doing his taxes, eh? He's like, he's just so relaxed. And then like his guard passing when he like weaves his legs, boom, comes around. Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah, nice. And then obviously on Saturday you hit it with us.
Oh, that was probably my favorite.
And Axis.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
Groundworx was probably
that,
my
bro.
favorite. No, I said that recently. Like, you guys, all gyms, but you guys had this wicked atmosphere where it's like positive, people were laughing. You know, everyone was like that, but it was just a super good time. Like,
it was a really good day to come down because we had Jason Costa, Moira Costa, and Rob Costa down as well. And I was like, this is a great time. I'm really happy for this. And I thought,
especially for you boys anyway. Like you got like, I suppose you say you got like the #1 heavyweight judo.
oh,
Did you actually get to roll him?
yeah, amazing.
Jason. Yeah, he's like, bro, that dude's like amazing when it comes to just control and that kind of stuff. And then I don't know if you got to wrestle his wife either. She's on another level as well, which would have been pretty cool for you anyway.
Yeah, I saw Bryan getting beaten up from.
Yeah, my elbow still hurts.
Like after 500 times of tapping from Jason, like he gave me his back. I got his back, and then 2 seconds later, he's in side control, and I'm already tapping to his submission. I'm like, dude, like, the way he started off.
He's so like a cat, and then like a bear at the same time. Like his pressure was unbelievable.
Yeah, and he like gives you shit when he does it too. That's the best part of that.
What's that one where he locks your arm through? He screams it out.
The Costa Cost.
I forgot how to tap.
You just cry at it so you can feel the tears.
I was like, yeah. What am I doing? Fuck tap. Crazy.
He's good fun. He's not fun to roll first because I thought I came down. I was like, right, today since there's new guys down, I'll turn it up a little bit, and I rolled Costa first, and I must have tapped about 10 times. I was like, today is not my fucking day.
The worst thing is though, and a lot of people, you know, and we've spoke with him before, but you know, yes, he wears a blue belt, but the dude's not a.
He's an 8-year blue belt.
Yeah, 8-year fucking blue belt. Like, let's be honest, he's been, I don't know how long he's been #1 in New Zealand for judo. We had this conversation the other day, didn't we, Bryan? You know, New Zealand judo coach kind of thing. You know, the guy's fucking amazing.
Those judo guys, they're strong, eh? We had one judo guy that was teaching on Mondays. It was specifically just teaching judo stand-up. And just trying to break his grip was so hard. You'll have to, like, tug it at least 5 times just to break it off. It was impossible.
You're talking about the grips, aren't you?
I'm talking about the grip, yeah, exactly. We're not a palm massage anymore.
Oh, look, mate, it's quite funny. I mean, Bryan's probably learnt more judo than what I ever have, but I call it, you know, a bit like the old dirty boxing. I call it dirty judo for jiu-jitsu, and that's how I teach. So, but having Jason come down every now and then, that, you know, and I think they're going to come down a lot more now, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And you guys got to experience that, so that was awesome at the same time.
We got to pick his brain about like some judo as well, and he was like Shosho Soto, and I think it was Shitai Toshi, and then some no-gi judo as well, which was like very fascinating. Just watching the way he could lock down the arm, then mix it in with like wrestling, just really, really freaking like almost like a Commonwealth like champion type level. It was freaking.
It's exactly that.
Yeah, bronze medal. Sorry.
Yeah, soon to be Olympics. Soon to be
Olympics.
Without a doubt, he's a beast.
Yeah, well, like I say, and then obviously you went back into Axis later on that afternoon, had their open mat. Like, you guys must have taken a lot of, like you said before, you took away a triangle. Is it triangle or crucifix?
Triangle.
Jono?
And a crucifix.
Triangle.
Yeah. No, you took that away. So, like, those little trips, like, they must be really, like, just learning from so many different people And not only that, like you've learned from Hayden Bucknell, that's a black belt. Cam Steer, black belt. Greg, black belt. Myself. Then you've got obviously New Zealand's Jason Costa, around New Zealand #1 male fucking black belt in judo, as well
Bryan
as
as well.
competitor Bryan. Like, to come away from that weekend, how are you boys feeling?
Inspired.
Yeah.
Not saying that you don't have that already where you are, but I'm just saying to have that after 4 days. Like,
on the Monday, I think Monday class, Monday evening, we both looked at each other. We're like, bro, I'm so dead after that.
Yeah.
Dead, but
we felt like we needed a new Nick after that.
A new Thai massage.
Yeah, a new Thai massage. Unfortunately, we don't have that here.
She'll probably fly up.
That's how I got Jono.
Come here, bro. I'll twist your back. Like, inspired though, fired up, Hayden. Like, man, just we try and do this like twice, 3 times a year. We would just go to a gym. We'll spend like a week there or as close as, and then when we come back, it's just you feel just a bit more juiced up.
You kind of expect what the role will be like.
Yeah.
Because we're actually thinking of coming down in September. I don't know if I've always and so we'll probably come see you guys, go to Christchurch, and then go to Queenstown
afterwards.
There's a few comps though, and you got September, October, and November.
Yeah, let's push Jono into it, eh?
You push Jono into it, but yourself though, like, what do we got? We got down here in September, we got the Dunedin Nogi. October we have the South Island Challenge, I think it is, or something.
Oh, King of the South? King of the South, Jono.
Yeah. No, South Island in October. It's in Christchurch at
November's King of the South.
Yeah, and November's King of the South the week before the New Zealand Nationals gi. So that's some really cool comms. So like, if you could bring yourself around that time, that'd be quite cool.
That'd be exciting, yeah. For sure.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, did you guys get out of Christchurch? You go to Queenstown?
When's that? This holiday or no?
Nah.
Last time we were going to do the drive to Christchurch just to go like beat up Cam a bit, but it was kind of like, we'll miss 2 classes in that drive, and like Jose was going through this like Kimura attacks, like from half guard and then into back takes, and it was just a bit too much fun to like drive 5 hours or 4 hours or however far it is.
Is that fast you go?
Down to Christchurch?
Yeah. It's a fucking boring
Queenstown's
drive,
about 5 to 6 hours drive. Depends how fast you drive.
Straight line. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'd rather do jiu-jitsu, eh?
We did Hayden's. I don't know what is wrong with you, Hayden, but Hayden will go. He'll drive from Christchurch to Dunedin for a tournament, do the tournament, and then drive back that same night. And the first time I did it with him, I was like, yeah, but you can't drive that whole way, so you drive down there, and I'll drive back. And I don't even remember anything. I felt like I was drunk. I remember you woke me up, you go on drive, and I was like, the clown, what? I had no idea. I didn't even know where the fuck I was.
So Christchurch to Dunedin is 4 hours. So we drove down at we left at 3 o'clock in the morning, got down there, competed, done all that, got back in the car and drove home.
And one of the dudes had to cut weight. That was the worst.
I'm quite lucky though, because I have a work vehicle. So, I just say to the boys, hey man, who wants to come? I'll take you, sweet ass, jump in and we're off.
Because you were saying in other podcasts it was something that you love driving, Hayden?
Yeah, I do, man. I got no problem with it, mate. I got no problem. I'll drive my students anywhere. If I've got nothing on during that weekend, because obviously my boy and that play rugby and I got my kids. But if I've got nothing on that weekend, man, I'm like, jump in. We're off.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got no problem at all.
You guys are weight cut.
Eh?
I know. One of the guys did. He lined up to be a certain weight, and then they put him into a lower category, so to try and drop 4 or 5 kgs. And in the end, I think they're trying to make him cut 7. And I was like, fuck this, mate. Just go up a grade. And they wouldn't let him do that either. So he ended up missing out after all that.
Yeah. I think me and Jono, we did a weight cut, right? We had to drop 4 or 5 kilos and 3 kilos in a week or something.
Oh, that's easy, man. 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days or something like that. And we were sitting in the sauna for at least 2 hours, 3 hours, and just trying to lose that water weight. And then we hop on the mats and we're feeling so depleted. We have our first fight, second fight, and we're just like, nah, we're done.
It's not the best when you got a cut.
What did you cut that time, Hayden?
Oh, fuck. We went to Art Axis, and I said to him, look, I can't cut weight. Like, you're asking me to fight. I can't cut weight. We're going to sit probably around, I said, I'm going to sit around about 100 kilos. And then
it was 95. I think it was 95.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And I said, I can't do it. I'm sitting here. So that's what we thought. We got there, and then it was like, oh, look, you've got to get lighter.
Oh, I talked to the guy you're fighting, and he was like, oh, I've been trying to cut weight. And I was like, cut weight? But
it was Brad, man.
We don't need to cut weight. And I was like, fuck, something's gone wrong here. There's a miscommunication. And then he was like, why have I cut weight if we don't need to cut weight? So we had to try.
And then, mate, I was in the sauna. For 3 hours. Every time I wanted to come out, Bryan was like, get back in there.
The fuck off. I was like, you're dead. I was like, mate, you're done. You're like, I'm going back in. I'm going to fucking make this weight. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be responsible for Hayden passing out. He's going to be a Californian raisin. He'll be like Cam Steer in Abu Dhabi.
Wipe me down, Bryan, wipe me down.
Yeah, cutting weight for comp's not good for me anymore.
It's not ideal.
I want to be walking around that weight when I go to compete.
Because it's a different sport, right? Like when you talk about cutting weight for MMA fight, you only have like one fight with one person.
That's it.
Oh, Hayden did that one. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, you might end up fighting 7 different people or 5 different people in your weight category. Like the heavier you go, I think mark me if I'm wrong, but like there's a smaller bracket compared to like the 75 kilo and the 78 kilo.
Yeah. All my time, it's you've got your middle range. Okay, so below 90, probably sitting above 70. That's always normally your biggest bracket when you're competing in.
Yeah.
Over the years, I mean, shit, I used to go to comps. You know, when I first started going to comps, there were no black belts. Brown belt was the highest that you could compete in.
Yeah.
So, you know, as time's got on, they've just gone bigger. They've gone from a day to 2 days to 3 days to 5 days. You know what I mean? So everything. But you're right. Between 90 to 70 is your biggest brackets.
Yeah.
Now you got six increments in that bracket. So you can imagine, you know, the amount of numbers and people you get to.
Exactly.
The world's cut off. The world's cut you off at a certain number, and that's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, 4 fucking brackets.
Yeah,
36 or 40 people in your fucking bracket. You know.
We have a Brazilian friend here in Palmerston North, and he was actually talking about like how in Brazil there'll be like in one weight category there'll be like 100 people competing in just one weight category.
White belt, blue belt.
One belt, like.
It just gets less and less as you go up.
Yeah.
Until I mean, when I competed at the World Masters, it was interesting. Like brown belt, they hit the black belt, and shit, there was shit loads of black belts competing. Brown belts, not so many, but black belts, there were heaps. Yeah. So, as your journey goes on.
What belt did you compete in that competition?
Brown.
And how'd you find
that? We don't talk about this one.
Yeah, I'll talk. It was awesome. Like I've never been in a mat where you got 14 mats going non-stop.
Yeah.
4 days.
Wow.
So I rock up. I was on mat 1, and look down, and every mat is going non-stop. But you're talking about you had Talibera fighting. You had, I think Sanji might have been fighting in the brackets. You had there was heaps. There was heaps of like well-known names from my era growing up who doing jiu-jitsu in my masters categories at that level. I mean, there were guys who had 3 stripes on. I'm the same age as me, and brown belt had 3 stripes on their black belts. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, oh my golly, fucking Jesus. I lost my first fight. I was a couple of minutes into it. It was a bit of controversy, but that's the way it is. But
at least you got a couple minutes.
At least you got the experience for it.
Right? Oh, look, I would go back in a heartbeat. I want to go back to Cam's. After talking with Cam, he's convinced me to try and go to Abu Dhabi, and I probably would have gone there next year, depending on COVID and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to give it a go. But yeah, no, it's amazing. If you ever get the opportunity to go to a World Masters or even to a Worlds, or to a Pan Ams or something like that, mate, it's a whole new level.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Whole new beast.
just to even like soak it in as well.
Look, you have New Zealand, you have Australia for us. That's obviously the next biggest one because Bryan and myself have been to a lot of Pan Packs and that, and they are big. You know, you're talking 3 or 4 days of non-stop jiu-jitsu from morning to night. But you go to a Worlds or to a Pan Ams or to a Euros or something, that is, that's a whole new beast. And it's just amazing to watch. The acai, that is the most best thing if I had to take one thing away from that Worlds, God, I love that shit. Oh, love it. It was
frozen Ribena.
Oh, man, it was not even that. They had like the condiments with it. There's like the almond, the peanut butter, the almond butter, the bloody coconut, just everything they went with it. It was awesome. Yep.
Let's go, Samir. Let's get there. Let's tick that off, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Get there. Might
be a better experience than that Thai massage.
Sprinkle that as well.
No, I got fondled, bro. Only for $60. That was a great experience.
Hey, look, I'm gonna we're coming to we like to try and knock it off an hour. Look, for me, it was a privilege to have you guys. Oh, did you want to ask another question?
I'm gonna fire those last Instagram ones out real quick.
You hit the Instagram, then I'll hit on my bullshit.
Quick fire.
Bradley Hamilton. He wants to know. He wants to know, Samir, how your Tinder is going.
I got a Tinder, man. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't say anything.
Bradley Hamilton's a strong man.
This is it Riley Allpress? Is that your missus, Jono?
Yeah, bro. That's my fiance.
So
I guess you got a message from your fiance as well. She wants to ask you, can you please take your training more seriously? Because your untrained, no belt, 50 kg fiance is tired of constantly tapping you out and is starting to now take away your tabs.
Bro, she... Sorry, Karen.
And this is, once again,
that is a classic.
Hang on, it gets better. They're all two-parters, and there's always one for Jono and one for Samir. So then it's, Samir, do you enjoy being the other woman in their relationship?
Jono, I thought that was you, bro.
How that? First of all, she's lying. She's like 50.
She's the winner.
She's like 52.
She's the winner.
She doesn't play by jiu-jitsu rules, and when I explain that to her, she goes, "Oh, you can't do that in the streets." I'm like, "Well, I'm not. I don't get in street fights. I'm not bloody 18 years old." But she'll drive like things, places, and
whoa! Don't bring in the veteran stuff.
I mean,
hang on.
Knee into my
back. You better watch what you say, Jono.
Oh, God,
she's gonna get you after those podcasts.
She's mean.
She's gonna watch this, man.
She's mean.
She's just mean. You should get that on a t-shirt. I'm sure that's gonna go to a real good defensive place. And here we go. Seth Tavendale. Like, I couldn't believe this was him. This is for Jono. How come people always ask when you and Samir are getting married, and what do you prefer for a wedding gift? Cash or home appliances?
Can we just put it out there for anyone that's listening? We're not a couple.
For you,
Thai, really close.
Even if those Thai lady
all you Thai ladies.
Please.
Yeah, I'm bilingual. There's a difference. Yeah.
That's because we cuddle for 5-minute periods. That doesn't mean that we cuddle outside of the nets often.
I was going to say, we don't smile at each other, but you two do when I watched you the other day.
Oh, it's all love.
It's all love.
It's that yin-yang hitter. It's that yin-yang hitter.
Oh, is that all your Instagram, is it?
Yeah.
So just one second. Sorry, Samir, how do you feel about being the third wheel, though, mate? You didn't actually answer that. I just want to...
That's rhetorical.
Sometimes, but hey.
I thought you would have said, Jono, I thought you were the third wheel.
He did.
It's yeah.
All right. We're debating for hours. All right. So
look.
All right.
Oh, fuck. Hang on. Before you get into your questions, I want to thank the two of them for coming on. Look, it was a privilege for us.
Thanks for inviting us to your gym.
Yeah, look, honestly, everyone is welcome to our gym, but honestly, you boys, awesome. It was really nice to meet yous. You had a really good vibe about yours. I mean, I know Cam for a very long time. And look, honestly, you guys were awesome to come down. The guys loved yous. I hope yous learned a wee bit. I hope you took away a wee bit from everyone in Christchurch, which sounds like you did. And our door is always open for you, no matter where we are. So, you know, and that's just not you, it's your training partners and all that kind of stuff that, you know, want to come down and do a bit of a travel and that kind of stuff. We're here, and we're most welcome to help. Now, Bryan has his 5 questions.
Yep. So they're quick fire.
We'll use each. Now.
Technically it's 10 questions. Anyway, so takedowns or sit downs?
Takedowns.
Both yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna go takedowns, but I want to be more of a sit downer.
When you fought Jason Costa, did you stand up or did you sit down?
No, I sit down. I'm an intelligent man. I sit down, man.
Every time I fight him, I try and take him down because I don't ever want to. I almost got him one time because he slipped over, but I'll fucking take that.
Bro,
you want to be able to look your kids.
You're like a 4-foot midget compared to Jason, though.
Yeah. So it's unprepared. He thinks I'm going to fall over, but you know I'm pretty determined not to. I did.
He probably thinks you had fallen over.
He thought he threw yip-ons today at me. It was fucking delicious.
It's a good man. Good values.
All right. Rom-coms or documentaries?
Documentaries.
Yeah, docos.
Whatever.
I love a good notebook, mate.
Open guard or closed guard?
Open guard.
Open guard.
Yeah, I was going to say, after rolling with this, I think I knew that one.
Bro,
Heavy metal?
can you feel the pressure I fucking did when I passed your cards?
No, I did, and
Same.
I did, and I want to thank you for that as well.
I used the gi. I tied him up with a gi.
Mate, Hayden does this beautiful wrist lock thing where he uses the wrist lock to like get just
a
prison
To
rules.
hurt you.
I'm gonna ask you about that one day.
Heavy metal or hip hop?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, fucking.
That was so natural.
It's either one or the other. Do you like heavy metal or do you like hip hop?
It's not a trick question.
We're side, boys.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Metallica.
You can't even say it.
Oh, no, it's mixed in with the other one.
Fade to Black, man. That's my favourite song.
Oh, yeah.
Fade to Black.
How many is that? It's 3, it's 4. All right. The big one. Do you wash your belt?
Only on Fridays.
So once a week.
Once a week.
Jono?
You wash your belt then.
Only after I embarrass myself. So pretty much after every class.
Oh, fantastic. I'll just take that as two for me. I think it's 2 weeks in a row, which is good because I got lost 4 weeks in a row.
I got paid to answer that though, Hayden.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't try to, but the missus grabs it out of my bag and washes it.
Yeah.
Just taking your tabs away.
Yeah.
She reasons it.
I
She
don't
reasons
know.
about. She reasons about in the relationship.
She deserves it.
Hey, look, guys, like I said, thank you very, very much. It was a privilege to have you on the mat. Awesome to talk to you tonight. Like I said, guys, anyone that wants to come on talking Jits and Giggles, no matter, we're not going on about what belt you are, what level you are. You love jiu-jitsu. That's what we're here to talk about, and just talk shit. I say shit wrong. Bryan says, everyone says shit wrong. It's not here for a fucking, Q&A test or whatever the fuck you want to do. IQ test. But we're just here to talk about jiu-jitsu. So, hey, look, guys, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and enjoy your jiu-jitsu.
Valeu. Thank you so much, guys.
Just coming down, boys.
Watch out, Cam Steer.
I'll take it back, Cam Steer.
Oh, nice, boys.